Yeah, everybody's mixing up their coffee and stuff. I forgot to move that off of Zach's face.
Jeez.
Scotty's got to chug some before we get going here, I guess.
It doesn't even look like coffee.
No, dude, it looks like he got Flint
Beer.
water.
Looks like you got some beer in there.
Looks like Flint, Michigan water. Like, I don't know what's going on up there.
After having to wake up to Desmond Ridder quarterbacking, I had to skip the coffee this morning. I don't care about that fluky touchdown to Drake London, who is a goddamn absolute freak at 8 foot, and you can't even fucking hit him with a pass, or up the middle to Pitts, where you're ruining his fucking career. Get Taylor Heineke in the game. Oh, God, this season, I'm in a must-win this week, and this season has been absolute. I was covering it because I don't know if by YouTube, if you're not allowed to show who makes it. No, I'm not done yet. Hold on 1 second. This season, having Mostert leading running backs last week, I lost to Mostert and Kyron Williams in week 3 of the season. If you told me before the season started, Kyron Williams and Mostert would be going against me, that team would be in trouble. Hold on. I got to drink more of my coffee.
Coffee. It spilled coffee this morning. I should have added quotation marks to the logo or something.
Hey, Tim Hortons. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, God. So we are back. Week 4. Who else is going to get trashed? We got Captain to my right. We got Kyle below me. Always. And I love it. And
Always
also back from missing week 3. Thank God we got him back. He can tell us Deshaun Watson is going to screw some teams this week. Is Pro Football Craze in the bottom right. How are we doing today, guys?
Good.
Doing real good. Doing real good.
Good. I'm not drinking beer, so I'm doing better than you, apparently.
Oh, God. I'm already 2 down. 2 down. I had 2 for the show. Apparently, I got to get a third one. I didn't. Oh, I had to finish that one off.
You'll have to make your way to that shelf behind you.
Yes, that's by the end of the show.
Yeah.
I hit the old liquor cabinet pretty heavy.
He's gonna be seeing all the games in the Toy Story bobblehead version.
Yeah. I'll be like, oh, this Toy Story's funny. No, Scott, you actually have ESPN on. Oh, all right. Holy shit. So, yeah, we're in week 4. We got some updates. We got Watson not playing. We got a guy I never heard of, O'Connell, going to start for quarterback for the Raiders. What's your teams look like this week, fellas?
Dude, I didn't even know that Watson was at risk of not playing. I guess I wasn't paying attention.
Apparently, he wasn't at the fire pit that Njoku was at. Did you guys hear that? I mean, of course, Grays did.
Yeah.
Like,
I heard he got burned. I didn't hear how.
He burned his face in a fire pit. And, of course, I'm a Njoku owner. I had one guy at work. He knows I do this shit. I'm like, dude, I'm having a horrible fantasy season. He goes, how do you have a horrible fantasy season? I said, I went against the Miami Dolphins last week, dude.
Dude, I think I played against Mostert almost every game last week.
Not my year this year.
Oh.
No, I've been hitting on this stuff a lot more than I hit on my own teams.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I play a high scorer every week in my league. Like, I have the worst scheduling luck. I swear to God.
Holy ball sack. Oh, my God. We already got people in the chat. We had Jennifer giving us a good morning. My wifey, the most beautiful person I know. Love you. Thank you for hitting us up. I'm going to be drunk by fucking good morning. Question of the day. Pick 2. All right, let's do the question right off the bat. Screw this. I don't want to bore people on my alcoholism. All right, hold on. I got to get this chat off my screen so I can read this question. All right, you ready, guys?
Do it.
Good morning. Question of the day. Pick 2. Zach Moss, A-Chain, Javonte Williams, Brees Hall.
HN.
Is that how you say it?
HN, yeah, he came out this week and he said he needs people to start pronouncing his name properly.
Fuck that guy. A-Chain.
It's A-Chain?
Fuck that guy. You know what? He screwed me last week.
It's like 4chan with an A.
A-Chin. Yeah, you put one on my chin last week.
It's like 4chan with an A.
So Zach Moss, A-Chin, or whatever, Javonte or Brees Hall.
I want Moss and Javonte here.
I'm actually sitting Brees Hall. So
Yeah, I think Brees Hall's the sit here, and I think it's Javonte, and then your pick of Moss or A-Chain. Like Moss is tempting just because of how bad the Bears have been, but A-Chain's just a few big plays is all he needs. And the Bills haven't been that great as a run defense.
No, but he's still technically the backup. And I think a lot of his work came because Waddle was out last week, maybe. So I think I want to see him get consistent work before I'm just putting him in. Moss plays the Rams today.
Moss is so safe today. That's the nice thing. If you're way behind, I'm almost leaning to try A-Chain and hope he can get you like 20, 30 points, but Moss might get you 15 pretty easily. So
I do think Javonte breaks out today against Chicago. Finally.
Yeah.
So yes, I agree, and I like what Kyle said. I'm Javonte as well, and A-Chain, we are excited to see what he did last week, but also let's tame it down a little bit. The chances of them scoring 70 again is minimal unless you're going to get me. Zach Moss is the safe, and I'm going with Javonte as well. And I'm going to grab myself another beer.
Oh my gosh, I just realized I was talking about Moss instead of Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams plays the Bears, and they're bad, so he's super safe. We're playing him no matter what. Yeah, Moss playing the Rams.
Moss is going to get 25 touches. So
that's the thing. Because, I mean, like, honestly, Joe Mixon, like, looking what he did last week against the Rams, just shy of 20 carries for 65 yards and a touchdown and 1 catch. I think Moss can definitely do that as well. Not be super efficient, but just those touches, get a touchdown in there. Like, the worry, though, is Richardson's back, so he could be taking those short runs in. So we could see him put up 60 yards with 20 touches and then not get a touchdown.
Maybe. That's a risk I'm willing to take out of this group. So.
Yeah, knowing that, I think actually I just talked myself into going A-Chain and Williams, I think, for me.
Yeah. So are we all on board with Moss and Javonte?
Everyone except for Captain.
Except for Captain.
I'm flip-flopping. I like the risk.
Core 4. Come on, core 4. Core 4. Moss, Javonte.
Yeah.
Go, Joey.
If you lose, blame Canada. If you went with their picks.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Steve, good morning, fellas. Do I play Atwell or Nico Collins? I think I'm going
Collins.
I want Nico here, yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't think the Steelers are that good defensively, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, I don't know. I didn't track who they must have lost in the offseason, but they're not the same. Like their front is sick, but their secondary is kind of. There's some weird stuff happening last week.
Yeah, I definitely want Nico here.
Yeah.
Atwell's had some.
Both are good plays, I think. I don't think you're in trouble with either one.
Wait, so the Rams are playing who?
Colts.
The Colts. I'm definitely playing Puka today.
Yeah. I don't think you're in trouble with either guy.
No, I think Atwell's a safe pick. My thing, Nico, yeah.
Nico seems a little safer here, I think.
Yeah, that's a toss-up.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun day.
Drunk W equals fun day in the Petrelli household.
I just think the Rams can get ahead quick and then run the ball out with Kyron and any of the other people they want to get involved.
Might see a little Zach Evans today.
Hopefully. Tired of seeing Rivers.
definitely giving Jen a heads up. I'm going to be drinking heavy today, forget who I am, and gambling money, and probably either going to double what I have or be I have to start over. But I do have the Jaguars in game 1, so it looks good so far.
So far, so good.
Hey, Sky, should I say? Oh, all right. Give a heads up to my fellow guys. I used to work with Gary. I work with a family business. Choo Choo Charlie is my uncle. When he played football, he was Choo Choo Charlie. And Jimmy Coupler drank more beers than I did in the first 3 minutes of this show. So I'm going to go with Choo Choo Charlie on this one. Jimmy Coupler, I'm shocked, is not drowning in Budweiser.
I have to disagree with the shot callers on this one.
Nah, yeah.
Today is not the day.
I am a Brees Hall owner in 90% of my leagues. I wish you were right, but I am veering the opposite direction.
Yeah, I love Brees, but today is not the day.
The Jets are not going to pull off a Cardinals on. I'm sorry, Kyle. I have to bring it up on the Cowboys. The Chiefs.
Dude, they shit the bed. You know, I can't directly deny that.
The Chiefs are going to handle the Jets, especially with this whole bullshit Taylor Swift crap, which is annoying everyone now.
It is. It's so frustrating. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. The only way that matters is that when they break up, there's going to be a song about Travis Kelce somewhere. Like, that's the.
Did you see he's actually the face on Sleeper? That's too funny.
Oh yeah, yes.
That's too funny. I thought someone edited it, and I looked at it, and I was like, "That's too funny."
Too many bubbles on this one. This was a hard pour. God damn it. Son of a bitch. Not bad. Sizzling.
Scotty likes a nice frothy head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Not bad. It got good. It's fine. It's extra cream in this coffee.
Derek Carr in. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Derek Carr is officially in.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
James Winston and an injured Carr are basically the same guy, probably. So,
you know what? I would love to see Jameis Winston heave a few balls up.
yeah.
I mean, he's capable of doing that. Like, it's not always great.
Yeah. He'll throw 7 interceptions, but he will throw for 500 yards.
Yeah.
It'd be a nice day for Shaheed if Winston were to play.
Yeah. Dude's just out there playing the game Jackpot. Don't know if you guys know what that is.
Yeah, dude, I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's just out there getting paid to play Jackpot.
Jameis Winston is the perfect fantasy quarterback where you don't want him on your real team, but fantasy-wise, he's just going to heave that fucking ball.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thanks, gents. Had this set with Moss and Javante. Those matchups are juicy. Yes, they tingle my nipples, Joey.
Yes,
they tingle my nipples, and they rub me the right way. So, what's up, fellas? We got Loyal Albert in the house.
Albert and
like that. Loyal Albert.
Loyal Albert. Yes, there you go,
that.
buddy. That's your new name.
And Loyal Jorge.
Oh, God. You know what?
Jorge's name is like, oh, God.
What?
It'd be like 8 questions that you can't read. Here we go. Rashad White or Elijah Moore?
Watson out. Yeah, because they might have to dump to Elijah. I had Elijah Moore in over London, actually, until I heard the Watson news.
Yeah, it was Moore until Watson was out, and then I guess you got to go Rashad White.
Yeah.
You don't feel great about it today, though.
No, but I think he just has that safe floor. Like, he's getting a few catches, so.
He's like a 5-point minimum just off of the catches, whether they go for any yards or not.
Yeah. Like
Elijah Moore could go for a 0 burger a day, so I guess slight upside goes to White over Moore.
Yeah, no, and Jorge, another loyal. Yeah, I think we're all on the White train.
Yeah.
Watson hurts. I think that Thompson's going to be running the ball a lot. I'm leaning over starting Purdy over Burrow. Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting Burrow until he shows me that he could stand on 2 comfortably.
As much as I love Burrow's matchup today,
I know.
I still am going with this move as well.
Johnny C, that hurts. It does hurt. It's one of those painful things you have to do. What are you thinking, Captain? I hear you breathing heavy over there. Are you banging, or are you thinking about
this next one? Probably.
It just feels dirty starting Purdy like over someone like Burrow. It's just I have such a hard time trusting him. Like, but
you're starting Purdy expecting 15 points.
Yeah,
it's such a good matchup for Burrow. That's what makes it even more difficult. But
you gotta play Burrow.
I think so too. I think you have to. Like I think you could see a game like what Dak had against the Cardinals. Like the Cardinals surprised. Like their secondary is not bad when it's healthy. Like
Burrow
the defense
so bad. Burrow
he
looks
does.
So bad.
But look, who's Purdy? Purdy's throwing only to Kittle. Like are Debo and Ayuk playing?
Yeah.
Do we know that yet?
Yeah,
they're both playing.
They are.
Yeah.
Ayuk and
lots of healthy targets to throw to today.
It's just like we're talking if Ayuk and Kittle are playing. Burrow's been playing with Chase and Higgins, and he's having trouble. He doesn't look good. Listen, I love Burrow. I have him ranked number 3 in the league. Like I have him ahead of Hurts. Like he's just not ready yet, man. He's not ready yet.
Yeah.
He doesn't have an injury designation anymore, though, which I thought was interesting.
I didn't know that. That's a good way to confuse Carletto even more. Is he playing you, Kyle? Is that why you're saying that?
No, I'm just saying, like, he's been looking like shit, and then all of a sudden he doesn't have an injury designation this week. I thought he was still hurt, is why he looked like shit. Maybe that wasn't the reason why. Maybe he's just out of sync. I don't know.
I think if, like, both guys have the weeks they're going to have, like, I think I'll be more mad if I start Purdy and Burrow goes off finally for, like, 30 fantasy points versus him scoring like 12 and Purdy puts up 15. I couldn't even be bothered about starting Burrow at that point. I think just because, I have to start Burrow. I can't bench him yet.
So Captain's got his take. I'm saying I'm not going to be surprised. I would be surprised if Burrow throws for 30 fantasy points. Like I don't think he's just going to come right out of the points. That's my opinion. I want to see it first. I see what Captain's saying. You don't want to see it while he's on the bench. I think there's more chance that he's going to struggle.
Yeah.
This week.
I just don't love the Purdy. Like, I just the Cardinals haven't been juicy to quarterbacks really. So
you know what we could agree on? You're putting Burrow in
because I had Watson in and he decided he didn't want to play today. So I'm on the Burrow. We're on the Burrow train. Let's roll with Burrow today.
If it's not this week, I'm worrying.
Oh, yeah. Thank God for Taylor Swift. Thank God. I had no idea.
I mean, has she even put Travis on the map? Guy doesn't have his own picture in Sleeper. Like, he's still unknown, I think.
I'm going to – speaking of Taylor Swift, if we're going to talk about it, I don't want to bore people. I don't think she's that hot.
She's good looking.
She's
she's not ugly.
She's not my type. We'll say that.
Yes, all right, there you go. She's not my type either.
Like he should have gone with like an Ariana Grande instead. Like that would have been weird.
Go with a chick that's gonna cheat on you in a week. You're gonna go through 20 chicks this month. Who cares? The girl who's gonna cheat on you is gonna be smoking hot, and it's gonna be a great night.
I know, if my girlfriend was making billions of dollars, I think I'd do.
I guess that's a true point too. Second, Jen. Second. I caught myself, fellas. You guys get. How will the Saints do today? Start or look elsewhere?
I think they'll do all right against Tampa Bay.
Holy shit! London had another catch. Oh, they realized who he is. I hate Ritter, dude.
I mean, it depends between the Saints and depends on who else is available, I guess. But
exactly.
I think
Ritter's so weird because he has moments where you're like, yeah, like he has the bits there, and then he just does other things, and you're like, this will never be better.
Speaking of it right now, I know it's
gonna be another early. Daniel Jones or something.
I know it's very, very early on Ritter. Very early on Ritter. But I have to say, is Ritter better than Taylor Heineke?
No.
I I mean,
depends on the day. I think
they both kind of suck. So
Taylor Heineke is so plain. Like,
Yeah, but he's not. He's just horrible.
Taylor Heineke is like a soda cracker and a box of cookies. Like, there's days you're like, yes, this is exactly what I need. It's not making the soup, but it's nice to have with the soup.
Good.
they should have brought back Matt Ryan. Is what they should have done.
Saints D Jorge. Yeah, Saints D Jorge is basically who's available, and most of the guys here probably do waivers on defenses unless you have a top one.
I mean, Eagles had a good week against them last week. I think they put up like 16 points. So
Yeah.
I think they can do that. Yeah, Bucks like struggled last week. Only 11 points.
Steve, you haven't seen me drink this much in a short period of time since high school. And that was a couple of years ago, dude. So you better have the ambulance on the way. I feel nauseous. With that said, I'm going to drink more. Morning, boys. McLaurin or Quentin Johnson, flex spot. McLaurin, easy. Scotty, anytime you need some, I swear to God. All the jokes. Aaron's got all the jokes, doesn't he, Mr. Garrity? All the jokes about Mostert, dude.
I mean, is it that easy? I don't know.
He had Eckler and Chubb. Like, oh my God, I'm
this
playing
week it is. Yeah.
Like, Washington plays the Eagles, though.
Quentin Johnson's not going to step in, I don't think. And
No.
Keenan Allen and Josh Palmer right off the bat.
But I mean, like, those guys were splitting third wide receiver reps, so both of them are going to be on the field. So it's just a matter of, I don't know. Like, I don't know that.
I'm just going by what they were saying at camp, that they were questioning Quentin Johnson. So not questioning because he's just a rookie. That his development in camp on routes and learning the system was slow. So that's the only info I know, which not that I know firsthand, it's from reading, but yeah.
I'm surprised you can.
I'm not Craze. Craze knows all that shit. I'm just going by reading articles constantly and ignoring my family, apparently. So
yeah, to me, it's McLaurin today, easy.
So it's like McLaurin versus the Eagles or Quentin Johnson versus the Raiders. Like,
yeah, but
I don't know.
The Chargers could very easily get up quick.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about it. We know that the Washington Commanders are not going to get up early and just run the ball all day.
You watch your mouth, young man.
I mean, they needed to air it out last week, and he only got 6 targets with McLaurin. Like, they got dumpstered by the Bills.
Yeah, because Sam Howell had a horrible. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Game. I'm going McLaurin. I can't sit McLaurin for Quentin Johnson.
Yeah, like he's the safe one, but
maybe next week.
In a week or two, who knows? But this week, it's McLaurin over QJ. Shot callers hitting you with. I started to say something about this earlier. We were picking Rashad White in that one question.
White.
You were like, we're all in on White. And I started to make a really bad joke. But shot callers caught it too. So
White. I wanted to be a 7. I
think you'll get a ceremonial first.
I don't believe anything that comes out of New England.
Dude,
New England is full of liars.
I really think it's
cheaters
because it's the Cowboys.
Yes, for
false
20
goats.
years. For 20 years, dude.
Because it's the Cowboys. Because it's the Cowboys, he'll get a ceremonial first carry, and then he'll barely touch the ball the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I do, no, but you don't think, though, he's going to get the goal line carries?
Oh, I think he does for sure.
How many of those is New England going to have, though?
Plus
You're right.
You're
crazy, yes.
Over under 0.5 goal line carries.
I did think that. I thought that as well.
Who's New England play this week? The Cowboys, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not great.
That's Zeke Elliott going after his old team.
Michael Parsons coming back pissed off after that Cardinals game is not going to be good for.
All right, we got to stop Babe on what, Taylor Swift? Or she's on the sport.
Yeah.
Oh, I swear to God, I'm hearing it at home too. So I hear it on this whole Taylor Swift. I don't even want to talk about it, and my wife is ruining. She's understand. Scott, why are you in such a bad mood? Because you're adding to it. You're adding to this whole Taylor Swift bullshit. Are you saying I'm not smoking hot? Jen, you're off the chart. I'm drinking to forget how ugly I am and how I got you. So let's cut the chase on that. No,
I mean, you're cropped out of the photo there, so.
Dude, yeah, dude. Listen, Taylor Swift is annoying the shit out of me, and she's going into New York. I hope. God, I hate her. I hate it. I can't name 3 Taylor Swift songs. Can you guys?
Oh, yes, you can. For sure, you can.
I cannot.
Not new ones.
I will hear
ones for
sure. Listen, Captain. If it comes on the radio, I'll be like, oh, I know that song. I can't name them. I wouldn't be able to name them.
I think you just have to say ages. There's 15, there's 22, there's probably like 32, 42. This is 62. Like, there's just numbers.
Oh, shit.
Numbers and like crazy ex-girlfriend shit.
Yeah.
So, like, I keyed his car. He broke my heart.
No, that's Carrie Underwood.
I shit on his coffee table. Like, just different stuff like that is also probably Taylor Swift.
Like, all right, does Taylor Swift leave Kelsey because he cheats on her, or
no? It's because he loves Mahomes more.
Yeah, the bromance
because he won't look at her the same way he looks at Mahomes' throws to him.
I think we also mean Maato, not Kelsey. You see those commercials?
They don't even seem like a good couple. I can't picture them together.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Good marketing stunt.
It's totally.
That's for sure. It is.
It'll last the season. And then,
it won't even last the season.
I think it will.
As soon as they get beat out of the playoffs,
she's gonna see them and the Eagles looking up at the Super Bowl again. She'll break up with them right before the Super Bowl just because she's an Eagles fan.
Yeah,
probably.
With this,
she'll cheat on him with his brother, the other Kelsey.
Oh,
Jesus.
Are you guys watching the game?
Didn't we just answer this?
I'm watching.
It's another one because this one was flipped. It's Kyron and Connor again, Anthony.
Oh, it's the same person. It's the same.
Oh, is it? He just wrote it again?
Yeah. It's still Connor and Kyron, by the way.
Yeah, well, he's tired of us talking about goddamn Taylor Swift.
That's what I'm taking from that too.
He's posting the same questions, so we'll quit talking about Taylor Swift.
Oh, goddamn.
There's no other questions in the chat though, so if anybody has anything from Instagram,
who did you guys? Didn't you guys do survivor pools? Like so who's your team this week? Who'd you guys pick?
The group is going with all favorites, which I'm not really a fan of. I actually wanted the Jaguars this week, but they're going with like Eagles, the Chiefs, and we have a couple teams: the Eagles, Chiefs, and what the hell did they? When you guys mention, I'll probably get it. But Captain?
I think I went on the Chargers this week just because I don't want to burn the studs. Like, there were some tough divisional matchups this week, and I wanted the Jags as well. But with how bad that Houston made them look, I was like, ooh, like.
I just thought they're used to London. I'm no faith in Ritter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I thought about that. You know what? I didn't even think of how frequently they're in London, but there's still a lot of new guys on that team. Like, it's tough. It's really tough. But I took the Chargers thinking I love betting against the Raiders. So.
Oh, especially with a quarterback who's never played yet.
Aiden O'Connell might just look better than
but I'm almost a little worried. Like, I'd rather Garoppolo be in there because I know he sucks. Like, this other guy could be lighting on a ball. Who knows? He could be a Purdy.
Yeah.
O'Connell could be Purdy.
So we'll see what he looks like this week.
Can you imagine?
I don't play in any of those pools, but the Broncos would be a team I'd be looking at because there's no other time this year you're going to pick them to win.
So, Craze, you like who? I'm sorry.
Aiden O'Connell.
Do you, dude? Where did he come from? What college? Do we know?
Can you imagine if Garoppolo loses his job again to another late quarterback situation? That's why everyone brings in Garoppolo, so your 5th round QB becomes something. Like,
I've never heard of this O'Connell about him. I do know that he likes to throw the long ball.
Mm-hmm. I believe he was a 4th round draft pick.
Really? John Domingo's out.
Yeah. He looked good in the preseason. Aiden O'Connell through camp and preseason, he looked good. He looked like he was probably the best quarterback on the team.
Well, I mean, Garoppolo's not impressive, so.
And neither is Brian Hoyer, so.
Garoppolo he's a boring quarterback, but he not with the Raiders, but he wins where he goes. Like, not with the Raiders, though.
Well, it's just because the teams that are around.
Well, he won with the Niners because the Niners' defense was ridiculous.
No, I mean,
only one quarterback can't win with the Niners, and he's now on the Cowboys. So
I think Ritter could win with the Niners. All right.
No, he can't.
Trey Lance couldn't figure it out.
No, he can't. No, he can't. No, he can't. The Jets actually were like, no, we don't need Ritter. I hate Zach Wilson too. I don't know who's worse.
Zach Wilson is so bad.
He is bad. He is.
Yeah,
The guy made one good throw at his pro day and people exploded. Oh my god.
That was Jamarcus Russell when he threw it from his knee at 50-yard line through the goalpost. They're like, dude, first round.
Yeah, like that's all you need. You don't even need to have a pro day. Just put one clip of you. Like it's like some, I don't know, dude perfect type shit. Take 50 shots at a long ball, get it once, and just send it. And like draft stock instantly increases. It's horrible.
Dude, who's that kicker on YouTube that was doing all those weird kicks, and the Detroit Lions signed him, and then he sucked in the pros?
A lot different when you get people rushing at you.
Oh, and a million people watching. Kickers are weird, man. They're like goaltenders in other sports, like just wired different.
Yeah.
But, oof.
You guys like the Browns defense today? I like the Browns defense all year.
That's not
well, I'm sorry. I'm ahead of the game.
Geez, Scotty. Calm down.
Yeah. Waller or Goddard, Commanders have sucked in their pressure on the opposing quarterback. It's ridiculous.
Too many mouths to feed in Philly for me, so I'm going to take Waller.
Yeah. I mean, the Seahawks defense hasn't been as good as we thought it was going to be also. Like, I thought they were going to be one of the better secondaries this year, and it just hasn't been the case.
They almost lost Andy Dalton last week, so.
I know. So
yeah, I'm on Waller here, too.
Do you know if Saquon's playing in that game, too?
Nah, probably not. He's doubtful.
I don't think so.
Just giving a heads. I am a Washington fan, and saying with the tight ends. Burns.
I'm just telling you, they've been playing them pretty well so far this year. I know it's only been 3 weeks, but
yeah, the Browns, unless you have someone playing a trash offense where you're going to get a ton of sacks, you're starting the Browns. It's just they're so safe. They will be a top 5 scoring defense every week. Maybe not the 1 because they're just too good at what they do.
They won't get you negative points though. So
yes, that's the thing.
Not like the Jags did to me last week against Houston.
Yeah, that was so surprising because especially the way they're playing today against Ritter, that's what I expected Houston to do. But Stroud he looks so good. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
he looks like a veteran in the pocket just with how not phased he is by pass rushers coming in. Like dude's so composed. I love it. Just makes me so happy.
Yeah, he looks so good, and yet no one wants to trade for him in Dynasty yet.
Yeah. Well, no one's willing to give him up just yet. I've been trying in a couple of years.
I've been trying to trade him away.
CJ Stroud.
Oh.
But I can't get anyone to bite.
He's my second QB in one league where I just looked. I have Mahomes, so it's like just as a bye week guy or in case something happens, right? Because I have Mac Jones just for that week 10 matchup. But Mahomes is on a bye, but I'm like, you know what? Like I can pick up Mac Jones up later. He'll be trash until week 10. So it's in case anything happens. Like, to Mahomes, just let it have someone maybe a little bit nicer like Stroud. But
so I do have a question. The question is: have to pick 4 PPR.
Oh no!
I know it's a lot.
Big
it's
one.
a lot. Garrett Wilson. You guys might have to write this down. Garrett Wilson, DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Thomas, Zay Flowers, Nico, Godwin. That's Garrett Wilson, Hopkins, Thomas, Zay Flowers. You would bench Flowers is one of my top because Odell and Bateman aren't playing.
Yeah. But they're playing the Browns. Like
that's tough, but I would still rather start him over Thomas.
I got Wilson, Hopkins, Thomas, Flowers, Godwin. Who is the other person?
Nico Collins.
Like Michael Thomas hasn't been bad.
He hasn't. I'm not sitting Flowers though this week.
But how many guys do you have to pick 3 to bench there?
2.
So 2. You mentioned 2 guys.
Oh shoot. Okay.
I'm
So I guess the
mentioning
decision.
Hopkins and Collins, I think.
I just
I don't know how
Flowers
healthy
worries me
Carr
this
is.
week.
I don't know how healthy Carr is. I'm benching Thomas.
That works perfectly into Thomas's favor if he's not healthy, though. Because if anyone's going to be catching the balls underneath today, it's going to be Michael Thomas. He could very well have 10 receptions if Derek Carr can't throw the ball more than 20 yards down the field.
Today's a Jawan Johnson day, then.
About time.
I can't start Thomas over there.
You know what, George?
Yeah, with the way
I don't know.
Tank looked, John Mechie's getting more and more involved in that Texans offense. I think he benched Nico and Hopkins.
I got Mechie in Dynasty, so I'm hoping he does pick up a little bit.
Me too.
Yeah.
Flowers definitely has upside. I don't like the matchup, but I think for me it's Hopkins and maybe Mike Thomas, and I think they have similar weeks. I really do. I just think Thomas is a little bit safer because of the matchup, but yeah, I do worry about the Flowers matchup this week. That's it. But yeah, Hopkins is an easy bench for me, I think. Which is sad to say.
Hopkins is the easy bench, which sucks. And I hope it's not because it's the end of his career. That fucking team he's on sucks.
Yeah. Well, Henry's not playing like he used to, and Tannehill's not great either.
And which is great. And that's also a guy to look for if you're in keeper league. Spears. He's been out playing Derrick Henry, which is surprising.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just like one game. I think he went 50-50 with Henry one game and then outplayed him last game. Like, is something wrong with Henry we don't know about? Or
I just want to know how soon till they bench Tannehill.
They were talking about, like, possibly the Jets were interested in maybe trading for him.
They needed to bench Tannehill 2 years ago.
Who's the backup there? Oh,
it's Willis or Levis.
Yeah, it's one of the two. They have 2 rookies,
Kid.
so
essentially.
So I'm still calling Willis a rookie just because
he's not good.
I don't know. He's pretty raw. Like even as a college prospect, he was super raw.
I think he's a kid's meal of Trey Lance.
Yeah. So he played. I think he played more games than Trey Lance at least. So in college anyway.
Yeah, Titans are bad on offense, dude.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, there needs Tannehill's thrown 1 touchdown through 3 weeks. I'm not excited for
I hate watching DeAndre Hopkins and Derrick Henry and their career like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's move along here.
Yeah, Henry needs to go to the Vikings.
Mark Andrews or the Rams. Mark Andrews or Thielen in flex. Got Hawk at tight end already.
Andrews. Not particularly close. We just went over all the reasons why Zay Flowers might have a good week because the Ravens receiving core is depleted, and that benefits Mark Andrews more than anyone else.
I can never bench Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
I never could. Unless he's
when
on
he's hurt, I don't bench Mark
roster.
Andrews.
The question is, why did you draft Andrews and Hawkins?
Is this Corey? Yeah, this is Corey. That's why.
Stupid Corey.
Well, we're in a tight end premium league.
Corey, I think you start Hopkins.
Yeah, or Hopkins.
Stupid Corey.
Yeah.
Jeez.
What?
Over under Bijan holding out. Yeah, dude. What's up with these Falcons, man? Just get a quarterback. They get a quarter. God
There's
damn.
so many teams we could say that about.
Easier said than done.
I know.
I mean,
yeah, you're talking to a Washington. We haven't had a quarterback ever.
The Falcons,
We won Super Bowls.
the Commanders. There's so many teams that would love to have a quarterback. The Colts finally got one this year.
And you looked good last week.
Did they though?
Yeah,
I'm not sold on Richardson, man. I think he's going to be look at Lamar.
Anything they've had over since Andrew Luck.
Thank you. I'm not sold on him
it's the Lamar thing. He looks good, but I don't think those types of quarterbacks win you championships.
It
doesn't work.
He hasn't had to be.
I think
quarterback
comparing him to Lamar is offensive to Lamar at this point as well.
Oh, it definitely is. But if we're playing, like, if he actually
I would
could
compare
be
him
anything
to
close, I
more-
don't think it's enough for them to win because the
I'd say
Ravens.
Richardson's more on Malik Willis's level than Lamar Jackson, in my opinion.
Thank you.
That's a little absurd. But
Well, comparing him to an MVP quarterback, or
Well, I think Richardson is what we hoped Lance would be because he was a more seasoned somehow seasoned version of Lance. I think just because he played for a better school, but
Anthony Richardson is what RG3 is now. Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
I mean, he runs like
Shut
him. It's
up,
scary.
Kyle.
He does not protect himself.
Anthony Richardson won't be a starting quarterback in 3 or 4 years.
Yes. Fine. Oh my
Or he
God.
will, and they will just be a middling,
Yes.
barely making playoffs.
I agree
don't.
with both
They're
of
not.
those comments, and they're different.
I don't even think they'd be a middling team with Anthony Richardson at
Yeah.
quarterback in 4 years. I think they'd be drafting Archie Manning.
You guys are
Yeah.
giving me hard
I
on.
think I'd rather have Richardson than Fields.
Oh.
I'd rather have Fields.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
I'd rather
Just
have
like-
one, but
You listen. Nobody's talking about this either. The fact that Fields hit his offensive lineman in the back of the head shows that whole right side of the field. You don't see a 6-foot dude. You fly planes. If a goddamn UFO came down, you fucking see it.
I'm not allowed to respond to that.
I get-
you can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh shit!
All right, here we go.
Do you have another question there? Ooh.
All right. Okay. I'm actually starting Sutton in a league, which is weird.
Let's see here. Who are the
Pittman's
Colts?
Pittman's
Colts play the
balling too.
Rams.
I want Puka and Pittman here.
Pittman's balling. I'm
Oh,
sitting.
that could be cool. That's like a game stack. That's cool. Just let them duke it
Let
out.
them
Each of you
duel
go
it
for
out,
like
dude.
100 yards and 3
I'm-
TDs. That'd be
I'm
cool.
not against that. I am not against that.
I'm
sitting Lockett and Collins.
Yeah, NMT. So it's between Sutton, Puka, and Pittman. I think you're fine to pick any 3. I think Sutton has an easy day there. Like, Bears won't be good. Like, just let him. He could have some. I think he's safe. They're all. I think Puka, Pittman, and Sutton are the ones you want.
Is Sutton on a contract year? Because I just have a feeling where Sutton's having a good year this year. and he's
No,
gonna-
they just extended him like a year or two ago, and then I think they reworked it to make some cap space. But he's still under contract. for, like,
I don't know
he's
why they needed a cap
2 more
space.
years.
He's one of those players where like he's having a good year this year, and I think he's going to suck next year. I don't know. I just got that vibe.
Oh, yeah. Marvin Mims is the one you want in that offense.
Yeah.
It's coming. Apparently, there's Judy rumors. I haven't heard too many, but someone on the radio was saying there's like Judy trade rumors. I was like, oh man, that could be juicy for Mims.
Yeah.
Dude, Mims is my boy. Boomer Sooner.
He told,
This
good morning,
is
guys.
this is a tough one, but I beg.
So looking at the way Sutton's contract is structured, this is essentially the last year of his deal.
Okay.
He's
I
gonna
thought
suck.
He's due $17.3 million next year, but none of that's guaranteed.
he's not going to get paid that.
Yeah.
So this is essentially the last year of his deal.
Hold on. I
Yeah.
think Craze is the only one who has hope with Kamara still. So answer
Yeah.
this first, Craze.
He says,
Sexy to look at, really, but I think it has to be Mostert. It's Kamara's first week back. Let him get back up to game speed. Let him see what happens.
Yeah, Vita Vea is
Like,
actually
how can you bench Mostert right now? The guy's been doubling his touchdowns every week. He's going for 6 this week. We already know. Like,
actually, double would be 8. We're not on
but
Canadian.
seriously, I just don't know how we can bench Mostert. Like,
Yeah.
you have
Who
to give
does the
Mostert a
math?
reason to bench him.
Horrible math. You don't have to do math to be a pilot.
Yeah, Vita Vea is playing this week for the Buccaneers, so I think that'll help shore up their run game a little bit. And I think you just want to give Kamara a game to get back into playing shape. So
Yeah.
I'm not a
Give Mostert a reason to bench him. Don't just he's been playing great. Let him give you a reason.
when
And-
Jeff Wilson comes back is when you start to bench Raheem Mostert.
Yes. Jeff
Yeah.
Wilson is not back yet, so you play Mostert because I do not believe H or whatever the fuck you call him, He's not going to put up.
When the E's not there, A-Chan, right?
And
Yeah,
like,
H-
I'm calling him A-Chain.
Just pretend
I
the
might
E's
be
not
alone
there.
on this. I don't understand why everyone's worried about Jeff Wilson. I didn't think he was much in San Francisco. I didn't think he was much when he came to the Dolphins last year. Like, he was a nice compliment to Mostert, but A-Chain's been that. A-Chain's catching passes. He's doing that. Like, why add a third guy? Don't ruin a good thing. Like, if it's working,
But I
This is-
think
run it.
This is the NFL, and they always ruin a good thing by adding.
Nah, just let him be the third guy there. Just let him
I'm
be
He's
like.
going to take touches away.
I'm scared of Jeff
Even if it's
Wilson
legit.
because of his touches, and he's just as good as Mostert, I think.
Yeah, I mean, guy who averaged 4.7 yards per carry last year in that offense, career 4.5 yards per carry. Like, he's not bad when it comes to being efficient with the touches they give him, and he's been fairly consistent through the air as well. So he just takes away targets from Mostert, or touches from Mostert and A-Chan. So
I'm actually anxious to see the deal with Jonathan Taylor. I believe he will be a Colt this year, but what if he does get traded? I'm curious who gets him.
He might be a Colt, but I could see him not playing. Maybe.
Yeah.
Thinking an injury or something like.
Yes, I see that 1,000%. But Keith, thanks for the
Saints should go get him. Saints
Yeah.
should go and get him.
I mean,
There's a lot of teams that could use him.
Send him like Jameis and Kendre Miller.
so I
So you
did
can go get him.
I did post in my stories teams that the Dolphins, Packers, Chiefs, Commanders, Bills, Rams, Steelers all spoke to the Colts about Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah,
So
but I think that's smart management, right? Like you can't not check on him.
Well, I mean, yeah, of course.
I mean, shoot, Hopkins went to the Cardinals for less than a first, so I mean, weird stuff happens, right?
But those were the 7 teams. I'll repeat. It's the Dolphins, Packers, Chiefs, Commanders, Bills, Rams, Steelers all inquired about Jonathan Taylor. Those are
So I heard the asking price was something like a high second. So like
stupid. Yeah. I heard first actually, but
yeah, I think I heard it was a high second is where they were at, and I was like, man, that makes so much sense if you're a competing team. Like just send your first then, because it's going to be late anyway if you're a competing team. So just ship it the 30th, whatever. Go get Taylor.
If that's the case,
breaking news. After being announced that he's a healthy and active today, the Bears are looking to trade Chase Claypool for a 5th or 6th round pick. After they gave up the pick, 33 last year to get him?
He's garbage.
Did they really give up that high of a pick for him?
Yeah, it was their second round pick that they gave up for him, which was, I think, it might have been the 33rd pick, the first pick in the second round that the Steelers used to get Joey Porter Jr.
You actually were getting me excited, Craze. And then you mentioned
I know. And then he went to the Bears. I'm like,
I was worried. I was like, no, my Roshan stock.
Listen, if I'm Washington and it's a second rounder, I'm trading Antonio Gibson in my second round for Jonathan Taylor. And Jonathan Taylor and Brian Robinson could fucking ransack shit. I don't know what word I just used. I made it up.
You're just making shit up.
Were you talking about Ryan Ramczyk on the Saints?
Yeah, dude, we'll pick him up too. We'll pick everyone up. We're gonna pick up Micah Parsons too, just because.
No, the fuck you're not.
No, but oh my
Speaking
God.
of Antonio Gibson,
Antonio Gibson or literally anyone else. Antonio Gibson is his worst nightmare. If he didn't fumble, he'd be a great fantasy play this year.
I wonder if the Panthers trade for Claypool. I feel like that it's a budget guy. Oh, a 5th? Yes. Ship it.
Antonio Gibson. You definitely keep Antonio Gibson in because Chris Rodriguez is not playing, and it's only Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson. They took Frank Gore's son, I think, off the practice squad, which he's not going to get much playing time. So it's Gibson and Robinson, but Gibson is not getting the ball because he fumbles too much.
Gibson just needs to be on another freaking team where they'll give him the ball.
The Colts.
Like,
he should be on the Colts for Jonathan Taylor, and we'll give him a second round too. Give it to me. Take the headache
Moss
away.
is a better running back than Antonio Gibson.
But still,
I don't know. Moss has looked so bad until this year.
Yeah, there's.
But that was in Buffalo. All running backs.
I can't get on board with that.
They're not
one.
getting rid of Moss, though, Craze. They're not getting rid of Moss. You're just giving a third down running back.
Moss will be like the Charbonnet, and Taylor will be the Ken Walker situation.
That's not a bad trade.
But with Gibson, I still think Zach Moss gets 80% of the snaps.
I don't think he should. I really don't like. I hated Zach Moss in the last few years. He looks so bad at a lot of times.
He's a good running back.
He holds the ball.
Fumbles the ball.
He has to hold the ball. He's a good running back, and he receives. He was a receiver in college. He catches the ball.
First comment on my post about Chase Claypool is a Giants fan saying the Giants do need a wide receiver really bad.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Someone that's not a slot receiver, yes.
Well, that's the problem. They have all slot receivers.
They have like 10 slot receivers on their roster, and that's it.
Like, can they make Claypool like he's big enough to be an X guy? I just don't know if he can play like an X guy.
Oh man.
Two different leagues on this one.
Hey guys.
The Giants should have gotten D-Hop is what they should have done in the offseason.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what they should have done.
Yeah. Stop slacking there. I think they were gun shy after that Galladay move. They're like, we're not going to go after another fucking.
Yeah,
dude.
but Hopkins is so different.
I agree. I'm agreeing.
I know.
I'm agreeing 100%. I think Hopkins is, dude, skill wise.
My heart breaks for him. He was so good. I loved him so much in Houston. Ugh. And you're going Tank Dell here, Derek Wolf, as back to the Houston thing.
It's two different leagues. I'm going Addison in the first one. Dell.
I'm going Addison and Thomas.
Nah, I'm going Dell in both.
Yeah, Addison and then Dell in the second one.
Dell in both.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Addison's kind of doing what Dotson did last year, where like he does okay, just catches one touchdown to save his day kind of a thing. And I think that stops somewhere.
But
I don't think it'll be today against Carolina.
Hurt all around.
Yeah. I don't know.
You're missing starting linebacker, starting corner. You're missing your starting safety.
But I think that Houston-Pittsburgh game is going to be close. I'm excited to watch it today. I'm very excited.
Helpful advice, nothing?
Pacheco,
Pierre Strong.
Pierre Strong.
Sutton, ride that.
Does Corey play you?
I don't know. Maybe.
Ride that.
Actually, I think I am playing him one of these weeks.
So I would, Pierre Strong would be my advice.
Pierre Strong for sure. Is this even the same league? Let's see. Pacheco.
I think I'm playing him in a league this week. I just can't remember which one.
Nah, it's not this league. It's not our league.
Alvin Kamara bracing for a full workload this week.
Oh, yeah. I play him in Scotty's league. But that's not the one he's asking about, so.
Pacheco, White, or Sutton? I'm going Sutton.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, Sutton.
Yeah, Sutton. Just because it's a PPR. Like.
So Corey told me this morning he had plans and couldn't be on the show, but here he is blowing up our chat.
I'm going Godwin.
Godwin.
Yeah, I think you should start McLaurin because that's a decision in our league where he's playing me. Listeners, you're playing Godwin. Corey, you're playing McLaurin, unless you're scared.
Yeah, I want Godwin here.
Godwin. Does Devontae Adams have a decent game with the backup? Yes, because he heaves the ball, this kid.
Yeah. And Devontae Adams is just good.
Probably has a better game with a backup quarterback.
I never heard of this O'Connell kid, so I definitely have to look him up, of course, before the show. And all I read was the kid just does not fear throwing a long one. So,
yeah, and Devontae Adams is already playing with a backup quarterback, so it's the lateral move. He'll be fine.
Yeah, you got to play Devontae Adams. You can't sit him.
No team has actually offered a trade for Jonathan Taylor as we sit right now.
Well, probably
that's crazy. For as good like a second, like if you're a competing team,
whatever the Colts have said has scared every team off because Jay Glazer just reported on the Fox pregame show that
But is he actually hurt? Like, I thought that was just smoke. Like, is he actually hurt, or are they just? I don't know.
He's hurt-ish.
That's hard. That's hard. And you guys tell me. Because he's coming off that ankle injury. Are teams allowed to like see if he's okay? Like before they?
I think they have to.
Yeah.
There has to be a medical exchange.
Okay.
It's kind of like getting the Carfax.
Gotcha.
Do you guys have Carfax down in the States?
Yeah.
Nice. Wasn't sure. It was just...
We do.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. The Carfax don't look good.
Speaking of Chase, does Chase Brown make any noise this year? It's been all Mixon and no other backs. Nah, he's good for Dynasty though, D.
Like
Darren.
Chase Brown's a weird one as a rookie because Illinois had a really bad offensive line, so it was really hard to know if Chase Brown just didn't have push the pile power to be a goal line back even. Like maybe that's what he becomes in that offense where he just vultures TDs from Mixon. But it's hard to know with him, so we have to wait and see on Chase Brown. But talented guy. If you can stash him, do it. But
yes, and answer
no value this year, I don't think.
I think even if Mixon gets hurt, Chase Evans will get the first crack at replacing over Chase Brown this year.
And then they got Williams as well. So for Darren, he's in a dynasty league as well. So last week you got some help with some Quentin Johnson, and you're excited to see how he does for next year. I think Quentin Johnson's a better player for next year than this year. Chase Brown, hold on to him, of course, but I was going to ask you guys, Chase Brown, Chris Evans, Williams on the Bengals. If Mixon goes down, who's the running back you want from the Bengals? If Mixon goes down, who would you want? Evans, Williams?
Probably Evans. Probably Evans this year.
I think Williams is the best of them.
Yeah. I think it might be Williams because I think Williams is the pass catcher, isn't he?
I could see a committee between the two, honestly.
I think that's what it'll be. It'll be two of the three as a committee for sure. And I think
I
for that
want
reason,
neither of them, but if I had to pick one, I think that Trayvon's the most talented.
I'm just having a look to see if Trayvon, how many passes.
As we're speaking, Darren's picking up Trayvon where I should be doing that right now. Screw you, Darren. I swear to fucking God.
That's the problem with streaming right up till kickoff, man.
Yeah, I'm like, God damn it. Darren's going to clearly he sees that I have Evans, and Williams would be a nice pickup for me right now, just to have both of them in case Mixon goes. But here's Darren looking at the waiver wire.
It's funny. Chris Evans isn't even on the sleeper depth chart for them, so you have to go look for him here.
Really? Dude, those sleeper depth charts, I find players missing.
They're weird. They're
Chris Evans wasn't even dressed the last 2 weeks, I think.
Neither was
Chris Evans was inactive last week. I think for both week 2 and week 3, he was sitting out. So he's not even. Right now, it's Chase Brown and Williams as the duo. So there's your answer.
Well, I missed that switch up then. I'm not paying much attention to the backup Bengals running backs, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, it's all Mixon. He gets hurt.
Well, because not all handcuffs are equal, and that's something worth I'd rather have other starters and other offenses than maybe either of those guys.
Zach Moss.
Yeah. Oh, what do we think of Hubbard this week? Since we got a Panthers guy on, if
Miles Sanders is still going to get his touches, so it's tough. If Sanders wasn't playing, I would like Chuba this week, but with Sanders playing, Bryce Young's back. I think it kind of just limits any upside this offense has this week.
That's fair. Are we maybe stashing Hubbard? Is he worth a stash this week for people that have the room? Because I'm a big fan of anyone that's out. If you can put him in IR, add whoever you can. Like if he's going to play with a nagging injury, could be re-aggravated.
And Sanders is always hurt anyways, so
yeah,
he hasn't been healthy. I don't think for one game yet he's been fully healthy. So he's worth.
Nice. I think we got another question there from Dark Wolf. It looks like.
Yeah, Kyle, come on, wake up.
Dude, I was waiting on y'all. Every time I put a question up, y'all start talking about some other random player like Hopkins or something.
You shut your mouth and you listen.
Waiting to finish.
You got one job, Kyle. One job.
Wait till y'all finish talking about Hubbard this time.
What you guys thinking about Cup? I don't think I heard anything about being. Will he be back soon or what?
Should be back next week.
Yeah. And so the one thing that's weird about IR versus PUP, they're not, I think, they're not allowed to practice. I don't think. It's like a suspension. Like, I think you're away from the team, I think. It's like, that's probably why we haven't heard much, but McVay says he'll be back on time, and he's not like Pete Carroll or anything out of New England. Like, he's generally close. If it was Pete Carroll saying it, I'd be worried.
Yeah, Pete Carroll, you can't trust that dude at all.
Liar. Gum-chewing liar.
He was a liar at USC. Now he's a liar in Seattle.
He was a liar versus the Patriots that he was going to run Lynch up the middle.
Generally.
Lie to the world.
Bullshit. He lied
I'm not worried yet. Cup is too talented. Like, I know we drafted him high, but you're in that boat. Like, what are you doing with him if you draft? Like, you're not selling him cheap. Like, you drafted him where you drafted him. You just have to eat it, and hopefully you can have a decent enough team to get into playoffs, and then you just cook everybody.
Well, and I haven't seen any concern that he's not coming back.
Yeah.
IR next week either.
Well,
I think it's better we haven't heard anything. Like, oh, there's a setback. That's, I think, what we're more likely to hear than anything else.
And let's say worst case scenario, you got to drag out another 2 weeks. If Puka is looking this good, Cup's going to look better.
Yeah. Because, like, it doesn't matter if people know Cup. Like, Cup was the only guy last year, and he still dominated. Like, that's what's so sick about Cup.
Well, Scotty makes a good point with Puka. Like, if you're worried about Cup coming back and playing second fiddle to Puka at all, don't.
That's not happening.
That is not going to happen. Like, never.
That was my point, and Kyle said it. When Cooper Cup comes back, it's not going to be like, oh, man, now Puka's playing well. No, Cooper Cup's going to get the ball now. It's my team now, dude. Back
He's still the man. Thanks for holding it down for me, but I'll take it from here.
I'll take it from here, exactly. You mentioned it was the first name that came to my mind, but like it's like Jerry Rice if he was hurt, and then Jerry Rice comes back and the backup's like, "Hey, dude, I'm playing pretty well. All right, cool, awesome. Here's the clipboard, bro. You fucking ball."
Oh man. All right, since we're out of questions, I got one because it's one I've been flip flopping all week, and I thought I had it with Mingo. But do I start Matt Breida with Saquon doubtful against Seattle Monday? Dalvin Cook against Kansas City, Gus Edwards versus Cleveland, or Kendrick Bourne against Dallas?
Oh my God, bro.
That's a deep league.
Yeah, it's because I'm missing Cup this week. I'm missing Mingo this week. Cup's just been bad.
Gus Edwards.
Did you run through that list again?
Yeah, run through them one more time. I forgot who the first one was.
Matt Breida.
Yeah, that was the first one. That's my pick.
Yeah, Matt Breida against Seattle. That's who's there now. And then the other options are Dalvin Cook against KC, Gus Edwards against Cleveland, Kendrick Bourne against Dallas. And I guess Treylon Burks, but I'm not starting Treylon Burks.
No, I would be Breida.
I think it's got to be Breida.
Yeah, cool. I feel better, I think.
I wouldn't feel great, but
it's so dirty. Like, that's a league I'm missing Cup in, and I really thought Cook would be doing more start of the season because I got him in like the 9th. Like,
I mean, it didn't hurt me, but I traded Antonio Gibson before the season for Dalvin Cook. It didn't hurt me again, but Dalvin Cook's doing jack shit. It was just a wasted trade.
Mm-hmm. But
I thought Dalvin Cook was going to have a bigger.
I also too.
I didn't think Breece Hall would be ready, and I thought Dalvin Cook would be like a workhorse. But no.
Yeah. Like, I thought both of them would be doing like what Miami was doing. Like, they're both putting up 40 points. That was my expectation of this offense.
And then Aaron Rodgers ruined that.
Real though, like just tanked that whole offense when he went down.
Salah's got to do something because apparently the defense is like at ends with Salah, and I'm like, that's not good. Like you have enough good pieces, like
every week just to try to keep them in games, and then Zach Wilson's just like 4 balls in the dirt. Here we go. Next.
That's why they had Rodgers come in and talk to the team last night. Is because they were trying to get Rodgers to get the guys behind Wilson for.
I'm in the New York area, and I hear Sports Talk Radio every morning, and the fans are starting to turn on Salah. And also, like, you need Aaron Rodgers there at least just to be in Zach Wilson's ear and just go, hey, dude, next play, look over here. Garrett Wilson's wide fucking open, dude.
Well, they did that in preseason. It looked good.
It looks good. If you could get Aaron Rodgers in Zach Wilson's ear, you're good. Put him in the booth.
How it works tonight. We'll see how it works.
But if you're Aaron Rodgers, as a business decision, do you want to be doing that? You want him to suck, so that way you can come back.
Aaron Rodgers is getting paid, dude. You're never going to lose your job to Zach.
So Rodgers just needs them. He needs them to do good enough so that they can't draft Caleb Williams.
Yes.
Not too good to where Zach Wilson actually looks like he knows what he's doing. So the best thing Rodgers can do is just help him out a little bit, have the Jets win 5 to 6 games, and then they'll be okay.
Maybe that's why Salah's not bringing in other quarterbacks and stuff. Maybe he wants Caleb Williams.
They brought in Trevor Siemian.
Caleb Williams is the clear number 1 quarterback, but there are a couple quarterbacks in this draft class that look good.
Everybody thought Arizona was a lock for Caleb Williams.
Nope.
He's looking better than anybody anticipated, so maybe the Jets are like, hey, we got a shot.
I mean, Sanders' kid doesn't look too bad either.
The Bears also look like shit.
Yeah.
Broncos need someone to replace Wilson too.
Yeah, badly. Yeah. There's a couple of new front runners for that top pick, and it's not the Cardinals.
And the Bears have 2 shots at it because they have the Panthers and the Bears first round picks. Mm-hmm. So Bears got double the odds.
Yeah, well, and like honestly, Houston, I don't think it's gonna be too high. We have a pretty easy schedule this year. I mean, it helps having 6 games in the like AFC South, but I think we play majority of the NFC South as well. No offense, but it's there's scarier divisions.
I don't know. Not too many divisions had 3 2-0 teams. You know, that NFC South is pretty scary.
I can't get behind it.
You guys just need to do bad enough to get yourself some Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh God!
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That guy's a beast.
Get him and Stroud.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be very cool.
Have Marvin Harrison and Tank Dell running routes next year for Stroud.
Yeah.
Gross.
Oh. For sure, dude. I'm trying to find. God. Where the hell are we here?
Oh man! In the chat today. Anybody else?
I was gonna say quiet.
Everyone's just watching the game already.
Well, I guess that's part of it too.
Everybody was watching Toy Story. It's over now, though. So
people should be flooding in here. Oh man.
My God. Oh, we have.
Who are the guys I was adding this week? There's a few guys.
That's true.
In different leagues. I was picking off the waiver wire in a few. Like, I don't know. So apparently, what happened with this? You guys have been seeing Keaton Mitchell trending upward.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, just a rookie. I think he's been injured, so now he's coming through. I think people are just it's a stash, but people are getting like real excited about it because I think like someone like at ESPN or something added him in a league, and so people just blew up about it because it was like 3 days after when word got out. I don't know if he's going to be anything. I don't know if Gus Bus is the only one I want in that offense right now, the Ravens, and even he's not making me super cheerful.
No, I got Justice Hill in deep leagues too, and it's just like
Wan'Dale Robinson, I think, is a sneaky ad in a lot of leagues too. I ended up dropping him for Keaton Mitchell just because I want to see what could happen with Keaton Mitchell in case.
I picked him up right after you dropped him.
Yeah. Rico Dowdle, I think I've been adding in a few other leagues too, where I have some spare tight ends. He like, so the cool thing with him and the reason why I picked him up is because for years I thought Pollard was fine behind Zeke, but like seeing Dowdle behind Pollard, I think he does look pretty good. Like I think he looks better behind Pollard than Pollard looked behind Zeke, I thought. Like Pollard turned out great with the opportunities, but yeah, if he goes down with how good he's doing, Dowdle looks like he can easily like do that.
Dowdle
So
is doing what I thought. Dowdle is doing what I thought Deuce Vaughn was going to do.
Yeah. And Deuce Vaughn's such a funny one, like really exciting rookie prospect, but he said it's a niche thing. Like it's similar to like A-Chain and what we're seeing with Kyron Williams. Like there's actually quite a few small backs getting their day in the sun, which is really cool to see. Because like Kyron Williams, to me, that was a Darren Sproles type player. And Deuce Vaughn, I think, even more so. He's really, isn't he like 5'6"? Like he's really tiny.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Like
He's
5'5"?
tiny people.
Yeah. Nah, but he's like really tiny.
So he's kind of tiny.
Yeah.
I should have never.
This might be the one person smaller than you, Scotty.
Although to be fair, I'm kind of big, so me and Steve, when we were next to each other in Vegas, it was like I had my teddy bear with me. It's kind of funny.
I am upset that I didn't get to take a picture with me like a baby on your lap.
Yeah, that would have been funny. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Let's see. Steve-O's got one for us. Stroud or Fields?
Oh, it's disgusting.
I'm going Stroud.
I think I'm going Stroud as well.
If Fields is going to have a week, it's going to be this week. So if you still have him on your roster, you
Well,
gotta play him.
he hasn't instilled enough confidence in me to play him, so I guess it'll go wasted on all of my teams. I don't have Fields on any teams, but still.
Me neither. But if you have Fields, I think you got to play him this week and see what he does against what we just saw.
But I'm taking
towards
that same
defense.
approach. I'm using that same approach with Najee Harris, though, so I get it.
In Dynasty, I'm looking to trade Fields.
No.
I'm trying to buy him. People are so sad on him right now.
I don't like him.
Yeah,
I'm
buy
trying to
him.
buy him.
Watch him have 30 points against the Broncos and then sell him.
Yeah, okay.
Sell him after this.
I've sent offers for my second, which is likely to be a middle to late second in some leagues, and people aren't biting just yet. I think people are still trying to get firsts for him, but it's like I don't know if we can even get that right now.
I'm selling.
Like I love Fields, but I'm not paying a first for him just yet.
No.
So I'm sorry.
I'm selling Najee after this game with Houston this week too. I'm over him.
Yeah. Najee's been a disappointment. There's a lot of disappointments, but just to back it up, because I did see the reaction, which is an understandable reaction in Dynasty. But the reason I do want to sell Josh Fields now, and Craze made a good point. Wait till he fucking puts up some points. As a quarterback, I don't believe in Fields. I think once they stop his legs from moving, it's a team that's headed towards like a rebuild. So that's backing him up another 2 years. That's why I'm like, all right, let's see what I can get for him. You know what I mean?
But I don't know how much they need to rebuild. Like they have, like on offense anyway. I think the defense needs a lot because they shipped people for nothing last offseason, which was an odd move. But because I mean, DJ Moore's not super old. Like he's coming into his prime. Cole Kmet's still very young. Fields is young. They have Roshan and Khalil Herbert very young. So like the pieces are there. They just need to rebuild that offensive line and that defense completely. I don't think it's as big of a rebuild as we think it's going to be.
Probably need to rebuild that coaching staff one more time too.
The coaching staff, and I don't believe in Fields as a quarterback.
But I mean, I like Fields a lot better than some other guys still in the league. So
I'd take him over Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
and Desmond Ritter.
Yeah. No, that's a good. I like Jonathan Mingo. He's a good size. We have a Carolina Panther fan here. So, what do you think about John Mingo, Grace?
Yeah, I think that's a good trade. I think he should be good. Hopefully next year, by the time Bryce Young looks a little bit more settled in this offense. Right now, Bryce Young looks like the most uncomfortable person I've ever seen when he's playing quarterback.
Looks like a rookie quarterback, essentially.
Yeah, he looks like Grace put a helmet on and played in the NFL.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's how it would look. I'm a little taller than Bryce Young, though, so I would be underneath all the guys. But I think long term for next year, Mingo's a good play.
Well, and obviously trading a depth running back, like a backup running back for a young wide receiver, especially with that longer shelf life of receivers, that's just going to bode well for you, I think, in general.
Yeah, That's a good move because, like Captain just said, you're trading like a guy you'd never use for a possibility of a starting wide receiver next year. So,
especially because who's he behind? They're older guys. Like Thielen's like 40 almost.
Short, yeah.
yeah. Thielen's kid is in the league, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good trade, Darren. You definitely have the logic towards Dynasty right now, man.
And you sold Hubbard at the right time with Sanders being hurt.
Yeah.
So what are you selling Fields for there, Scotty? Like, what are you hoping to get if you sell Fields?
So I'm throwing it, Kyle. I frustrate the shit out of Kyle. Like, I'm in your Dynasty league, but there's no money towards it. So the trades are much easier to just throw around trades. Kyle's in a money league, Dynasty league, where I'm a pain in the ass, dude. I'm going to put a name out there.
He wants to squeeze every little dime and just squeeze.
Yes.
God, bro. Like, I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. It was fair. You try to get more. You pissed me off. We're done. Like,
yes. I want to find out what his price
he wants to win every trade.
Well, that's the goal.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be. That's not how trades work. There shouldn't be.
You're not winning a trade. Why are you making it?
There shouldn't be a winner. It should help both teams. That's how trades work.
It should help both teams. And no. But there's also.
Well, it doesn't have to be an immediate winner. It can be a long-term winner too.
The other team should think that they're winning the trade, even though deep down you know they're not.
There's also people have different values on players, and that's fair.
And teams are doing different things.
If they're on Scotty's roster, they're up here. If they're on anybody else's, they're down here. That's the value.
No, that's why I'm trying to trade for your guys. I know.
He's on the dollar.
For example, no, and I'll give an example. Like me mentioned last year, crazy or away. I have Jameson Williams closer to Watson. Watson's ahead of Jameson Williams. Don't get me wrong. Jameson Williams closer to Watson than Kyle sees it. So Kyle sees it like
Christian Watson,
like this.
Yeah,
Christian Watson. Jameson's up here, and Christian Watson's maybe here.
Yes, Grace. I swear to God, I'm hoisting you on my great.
Right.
Jameson Williams is so much better at football.
I'm hoisting you guys.
He's way. They're both very talented, but Jameson Williams is a burner.
Who's giving the bad offers now?
To me,
if the Lions can use Jameson Williams like the Texans are using Tank Dell, it's going to be gross.
Mm-hmm. I had Jameson Williams as the most talented wide receiver in that class that has produced Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave.
He was up there with them. He was up there with them for sure.
And like I said, personally, going into that draft without the injury, I had him ranked as a better talent than them. Now he's coming 2 years off. I think it might take him a few games, but I think that he's right up there with Amon-Ra St. Brown as talent-wise in this line of offense.
But not veering off too much. I'm just the point was people have different values on players, and
very different. Yes,
your answer, Captain, on Fields. I like to throw a name out there. I'm interested in making a deal. I'm not just throwing names out there and going, fuck it, I'm not making a deal. I just want to see what it is. No, I'm throwing his name out there. I'm willing to trade him, but I want to see everyone's price. And that's what is annoying to teams. And I get it, Kyle. No, I'm 100%. And I accept it. I am nitpicking, and I'm going, all right, well, Captain will give me more. Kyle's not willing to do this, so Captain's willing to do this, so I will talk to Captain now. That's what I do. I'll throw Fields out there, see who's interested, and then the talks start. That's how it happens. I don't know. I don't have anybody specific that I'm interested in, but
what kind of draft capital, if you were looking for draft capital, Fields would you be trying to get for him? I think is more around the lines.
Okay, for the question. I'm trying to think. It's also what I need. Like, what needs do I have?
Well, I don't think too many teams expecting to have a late pick need a quarterback. I don't think those are the Fields types. I don't think you're getting a late first. So it's either you're getting an early first, which I think is too much right now, or I think an early second is fair. So I would ship an early second for Fields.
It's a hard question, not knowing what the team is, like not knowing what the needs are.
Well, James, let me ask you this from the other side. You're a Fields owner in our league. What would you need to trade him away?
I really like Fields. And so just because we saw it last year, like to be able to put up 40-point weeks, that just doesn't go away. And like I always like having extra quarterbacks because the worst thing is having a stud. Like I've had I hate Kyler Murray now because the amount of times I've had Kyler Murray and only Kyler Murray, and he gets hurt and it's just trash by the end of the season, and I lose because of that. Drives me nuts. So I always want at least 2 quarterbacks. So yeah, like if I'm getting a late first, I'm at least considering it based on my team. So,
and that's a 1 quarterback dynasty league, right?
Yeah.
But we need those values to come a little closer together
Yeah.
before people are going to be able to make those moves.
Yeah, because I'm willing to send an early second to get him, but if I have him, like because I like him, like I need a little bit more.
Yeah.
I have a question.
But I know I'm not getting an early first for him.
Would you rather have Kyler
someone's-
or Justin Fields in a dynasty league?
Fields.
Yeah, I think it's Fields. I want nothing to do with Kyler. I
Want nothing to do
hate
with Kyler
having
as
him.
well, but I would think I'd still rather take Kyler because I think he will be a quarterback in the league in 3 years, and Fields will probably be backing someone up.
Are
I think
people?
Tyler needs a change of scenery.
I would be trading Kyler as soon as I got him. Like if there was a value to get Kyler, I would take it and ship him right away because I want nothing to do with him. I hate owning. It's like I hate it. I can't own him. Like he's not draftable. I'm not touching him in redraft leagues. I can't stand him. I hate it. I'm getting heated. I don't like him.
He's hurt, of course.
No,
but-
and no.
like,
Captain,
I hate him.
I
Captain,
think
we
Kyler with a change of scenery is a different story.
I don't think it matters. Like
Yeah.
dude gets hit by a real human being once, and the dude is just he's trash. He's trash in the last
Well,
half
he's
of the
smaller
season.
than Scotty, so I mean,
Oh, like,
Am I playing for the Cardinals? I back up for the Cardinals?
oh,
No, Captain,
it's-
hear me out. We think alike, dude. I was
Yeah.
done on Kyler when I saw him in the playoffs.
yeah.
I saw him in the playoffs.
Well, like how many years ago? Like
was
that's what,
fucking-
3 years ago?
He was lost.
Yeah.
Lost. I wanted no part of Kyler, and then he kicks ass until he gets hit hard.
Yeah.
And then he is scared.
Yeah. Two years ago, I was sitting pretty. Like I had him and Hopkins stacked, and I was loving it. Like I was dominating the league. I was averaging like 30 more points a week than everyone else. And then he gets hurt, and he comes back for late playoffs, and he was trash. I should have just dropped him as soon as he gets hurt. Like I would rather have Tua in a dynasty than Kyler before this season. Like before the season started, I would rather have Tua, knowing he's one hit away from dying, because he's going to give me something. And like I can't stand Kyler. I have such a hate.
We have a few minutes left. Would you trade Justin Fields for Tua?
Yes.
Yeah.
If I'm getting Tua,
I think this year, especially if you're winning,
In dynasty,
wanting to
I'm
win,
talking in dynasty.
you do it. I don't think it matters. If you're a competing team, I think you take that trade. You go get Tua, because for the foreseeable future, this is it.
What do you think, Kyle?
Yeah, I'm with Captain on that one. If you're trying to win now, go for it. But
I haven't watched if he's getting blitzed as much, but I have a hard time believing he's getting blitzed at all, knowing the running, like how dangerous that team is. Like how can you afford to blitz him, knowing those running backs are chewing you up? Like if that run game stays the same, like how can you? I don't know if you can. You just have to contain as best you can. So that's going to help Tua. I traded Burrow away this year for a Tua, and that's been helping me actually in the league I'm in with 3 of you or 2 of you.
It's funny. I was going to say that scenario doesn't apply to Captain because in our league he has Tua and Fields. So,
but like, yeah, I would trade away the future of Fields and the potential of Fields for what Tua is this year. Unless you're rebuilding, then I'm not too worried what he's doing this year. But if you're getting close to competing, go get Tua. Yeah.
So I think even if you're looking at it that way and you're rebuilding, I think I'd still rather have Tua. Just because I don't think Fields is going to start next year. Chicago's going to draft a quarterback in this draft class.
So, yeah, that would be a Fields trade then.
They're going to have 2 top 10 picks. There's no way they don't take a quarterback with either of them after.
Maybe they trade for Kyler Murray. But I wouldn't.
I don't think anyone's going to actually want to do that.
Kyler Murray's gone.
But I just wouldn't be surprised to see Arizona draft another quarterback again.
They could. I think they will sell Kyler to someone, but I don't think it'll be Chicago.
They'll trade Kyler if they end up drafting a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who wants him, man.
That's just it. Like,
I think Tyler
he's good until he's not. Like,
he could be really good on the right team.
I think that the Titans could trade for him.
Kingsbury didn't do him any favors out there.
So,
but
Kyle, do you have any teams in mind that you would like Kyler on, like would look pretty?
The Jets or the Commanders.
Well, that's not going to happen. He's not going.
They won't happen, but
the Titans,
maybe.
I think the Titans are realistic.
No, man, it doesn't even have to happen.
Studley over.
He asked a hypothetical question. I gave a hypothetical answer.
Right.
Those are teams I'd like to see him play for because they need a quarterback like Kyler. But that won't happen. He'll end up somewhere else. I don't know where, but
I don't know. I think Kyler and Fields are very similar.
But Kyler's got the money, so he will be playing next year somewhere. Fields doesn't have the money.
I think Kyler is better arm than Fields, though.
I think Fields looks the same after he gets hit.
Kyler might be brittle when he gets hit, but he's a better player than Fields when he's healthy.
Yeah, I want no part of Kyler Murray. I can't. I don't even know if I could. You could give me a deal on him. I don't even know if I'd take him.
No,
I'd hate to own him.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like Kyler Murray either.
Like I'm so petty about him. Someone could send me Kyler Murray for a third, and I don't think I want it. That's how petty I am about Kyler Murray. I just can't.
So what you're saying is you don't have him on your Queen's Ransom team, then?
Yeah,
because you're such a petty bitch.
Oh.
Murray.
Whoa.
For my contract under Queen's Ransom, I can't make a comment towards that.
It was just a joke. I love you, ladies.
And with that said, we are a minute away from NFL kickoff. Thank you, fellas. Another great week. Good luck to everybody. And we'll see you next week.
Set.
Get your lineup set. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.